Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is July 18th, 2024 and Barcelona have officially launched their 2024-2025 home kit. Also, there are two youngsters currently impressing Hansi Flick during the preseason. And finally, Barcelona just confirmed that they have extended the contract of their most promising young player in the academy. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or jerseys from any teams around the world, make sure you head to Goal Kits. And finally, if you are looking to place any sports bets, not just on Barcelona matches, but on all sporting events around the world, make sure you head to Bet Us. Both links for Goal Kits and Bet Us are down below in the description. Now, begin with the news that Barcelona have officially launched their 2024-2025 home kits. And as Gerald Romero reported, and as I brought you that news in yesterday's live stream, there are two versions of this kit. There is the players version, which you are currently seeing on your screen. This is an official photo by the club with the big Spotify logo. And of course, there is the fan version, which will have the regular Spotify logo with the word Spotify printed on the jersey. That's the only version that's going to be available in stores, with the player version not being for sale. Now, of course, this is the 125th anniversary jersey as we expected. It pays homage to the 100th anniversary jersey, which Barcelona wore back in 1999. Now, I am very curious to hear what do you guys think about this new home kit, since it's officially been unveiled by Barcelona. Do you like it? Do you not? Why not? Let me know down below in the comment section. And of course, speaking of the new home kit, guess who's the highest selling jersey currently? Well, it's no other than Lamine Yamal's jersey with his new number, which is the number 19. Lamine Yamal was already the highest selling jersey last season, and that right now it's no different, even though of course we're on the first day of sales. Lamine Yamal currently tops the charts as far as jersey sales, and he's not there alone, because the other two highest jersey sellers are Gabi and Pedri. So it looks like the youngsters are the ones driving the sales for Barcelona when it comes to home kits. Now, on to the news of the preseason. We do have to talk about the preseason. There's a lot to cover. We're currently in the second week of the preseason, but there is good news, because we now know when some of the senior players will be reincorporating themselves to the first team. Now, the first two players that will be coming back will be Robert Lewandowski and Andreas Christensen, who will be joining the first team on July 22nd. Of course, Lewandowski and Christensen were two of the first players to get eliminated out of the Euros. As such, they are two of the players that will be coming back earlier. Again, July 22nd, both players will be joining the team. And then the following weekend, or I should say the weekend of that same week, which is the weekend of July 27th, we'll have three more players who will be incorporating themselves to the first team, which will be Marc Ter Stegen, İlkay Gündoğan, and Jules Koundé. Ter Stegen and Gündoğan, of course, getting eliminated in the quarterfinals at the hands of Spain, and then Jules Koundé getting eliminated in the semifinals, also at the hands of Spain. And all three of them will be reincorporating themselves to the first team on the weekend of the 27th, which is good news, because guess what happens on July 28th? On July 28th, the first team will be flying, or I should say the available players will be flying to the USA in order to participate in the US Preseason Tour. And the reason I say this is good news, because, you know, that means more profits for the club, because Barcelona, of course, will be looking to sell tickets to the Preseason Tour matches. They also have sponsors that they sign a deal with, and people don't want to go to the stadium to watch random players or Barca Athletic players or Juvenil A players. They want to see the stars. So this is good news that 5 of our senior players will be joining the Preseason Tour. They're saying Rafinha will also be ready for the Preseason Tour, so definitely Barcelona will have more senior players. Of course, they will be missing Lamine Yamal, who, as I reported yesterday, will not be participating because Barcelona want to rest him since he did participate in the Euros all the way to the final and winning it. Now, one person who will not be traveling to the preseason tour is Joan Laporta, or I should say will not be traveling on July 28th with the team is Joan Laporta, because the Barcelona president wants to stay behind in the city of Barcelona in order to close several financial deals. If you're wondering what financial deals are, of course, the Barca Vision and the Nike deals. But I won't spoil it. There is more news about those two deals, which will be in the second video of today. So stay tuned to the channel. Now, in case you forgot what the preseason tour will look like, these are the dates and the teams that Barcelona will be playing against. We have Manchester City, which will be the first match on July 30th, followed by El Clásico against Real Madrid. And finally, Barcelona will conclude the preseason tour playing against AC Milan. And then the team will fly back to the city of Barcelona, where they will play the Jan Gamper Trophy as per usual, where the Jan Gamper Trophy is the final match of the preseason right before La Liga kickoff, which, as I've said many times before, I'm very, very excited for this season to begin. Now, more news about the preseason, because as I reported yesterday, Pablo Tor suffered a fracture in his hand that will need surgery, and will now Barcelona have confirmed the good news that Pablo Tor has underwent successful surgery on his hand in order to repair that fracture. And the better news is that Pablo Tor is expected to be back in training next week. So definitely good news, because they were saying that Pablo Tor was doing pretty well in the preseason, and this seemed like to be, you know, a setback, but it looks like he will be back next week. So hopefully he'll be able to resume his training with no problem. Of course, I'm sure his hand will be you know, hurting him, or maybe not impeding him to reach his full potential, but it's not, of course, as bad as a leg injury, which is what you need for football. Anyways, more good news in regards to injuries, because today Julen Aro incorporated himself to the group training. Julen Aro, of course, had reported to the beginning of the preseason he was still recovering from an injury that he suffered at the end of last season with Las Palmas. So therefore, the first days of the preseason, he was training alone. But now Julen Aro has officially reincorporated himself to the group trainings, which is good news, because it means that Julen Aro is close to being declared fit. And it's also good news because slowly Hansi Flick is recovering his players. So that's good, because when he first started, he barely had any. Now, more news about the preseason. I know there's a lot of news, but it's reported that right now there are two youngsters who are impressing Flick during this preseason. And the first one is Noah Daric, the 17-year-old attacking midfielder who Barcelona signed as one of the most promising players in Europe. When he first arrived at Barca Athletic, he did not really fit right away. It took him some time to adapt, but then towards the end of the season, he started doing much better. He started growing into his role, and as such, he caught the attention of Hansi Flick when Flick was studying the academy teams, and that is why Flick called up Daric to the preseason. And it's reported now that the German midfielder is impressing Hansi, and then there's a good chance that he will be traveling to the US in order to participate in the preseason. Now, the second player who is impressing Hansi Flick is Alexis Alo, the 18-year-old right-footed center back who Hansi Flick has also called up to the preseason. You might have heard of Alexis Alo before. He was called up to the first team trainings by Xavi Hernandez 4 months ago. He never participated with the first team. He was never called up to any matches with the first team, but he was called up to first team trainings, and it's reported that he has been participating in the preseason under Flick, and he has been impressing the German coach. So we'll see whether he will continue training with the first team and whether Flick will end up calling him up to the first team matches. Now, we will end today's video with the news that Barcelona have officially confirmed the renewal of their most promising player, who is Gil Fernandez. Now, the 16-year-old attacking midfielder is the most promising player in the academy. He became the youngest player to feature for Barca Athletic, breaking Lamine Yamal's record. He ended up playing 8 matches with Rafa Marquez, and now Barcelona have officially announced that they have been able to renew his contract until 2025. 27. And this is the first professional contract that Gil Fernandez is signing with Barcelona. Of course, you cannot sign a professional contract until you turn 16. Now that Gil is 16, he's been able to sign his first professional contract. Gil Fernandez did have offers from some of the biggest clubs in Europe, but he decided to stay in Barcelona. And he is currently participating in the preseason with Hansi Flick. So great news as Gil Fernandez joins the ranks of Tony Fernandez and Oscar Gistao, the three most promising players in the academy who just finished renewing their contracts with the club. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. We'll be uploading another video with more breaking news, including Dani Olmo's pursuit and what the club will be doing as far as the Barca vision and the Nike deal. So stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, peace, Barca.